Hello, welcome. What's up? Mushroom Leg and Chill. Anybody else who's in here? Good to see you guys. I'm doing good and still noticing every day. I'd like to talk about other things, but it's like every day there's something new to notice. And it seems like all the problems tie back to that. Um, Florida investments? How did you know that that's what I was going to talk about? That's crazy. You noticed too. Okay. What's up, Moldy? Good to see you, man. How are you doing? All right. So Chillax is a professional noticer. He read my mind. So let's start here and get into it. This is a tweet from a couple years ago, but it ties back to what else? What we're also going to talk about. This is Senator Randy Fine from Florida. He tweeted this in 2023. Made a secret trip to Jerusalem with Representative Mike Caruso to deliver Governor Ron DeSantis's HB 269, the strongest anti-Semitism bill in the United States. To Florida's Nazi thugs, I have news. Attack Jews on their property, and you're going to prison. Never again means never again. So he flew to Israel to pass a law for Florida. And last I checked, it's illegal to physically attack anybody, anywhere, on their property or on public property. Not really sure why we would need a special law just for that. You guys probably can't really see this, but I will read it. It's a Florida statute. Part C, accusing Jewish people as a collective of being responsible for real or imagined wrongdoing committed by a single Jewish person or group, or for acts committed by non-Jewish individuals. Accusing them of being responsible for real or imagined wrongdoings. So you can't even call out real wrongdoings. D, denying the fact, scope, and mechanisms such as gas chambers or the intentionality of the mass unaliving of them at the hands of Germany and its supporters and accomplices during the Big H. Part E, accusing Jewish people as a collective or Israel as a state of inventing or exaggerating the Big H. Accusing J citizens of being more loyal to Israel or to the alleged priorities of Jewish individuals worldwide than to the interests of their respective nations. G, denying Jewish people their right to self-determination, such as claiming that the existence of the State of Israel is a racist endeavor. Part H, applying double standard by requiring of the Jewish State of Israel a standard of behavior not expected or demanded of any other democratic nation. Part I, using symbols and images associated with classic anti-Semitism, such as blood libel, to characterize Israel or Israelis. Part J, drawing comparisons of contemporary Israeli policy to that of the Germans. Part K, holding Jewish individuals collectively responsible for the actions of the State of Israel. And then right below that, they say the term anti-Semitism does not include criticism of Israel that is similar to criticism of any other country. And we can see that's a lie, obviously. So here's how much it costs for Randy Fine to sell out this country. $402,000. Can't you apply this to Germans too? Can't blame them for any real or imagined events. Yeah, good point. Good point. So we're going to see where this is all led to now. Excuse me. A little bit of backstory before I play this. This is a Miami Beach police officer visiting a woman who lives in Miami Beach who criticized the Miami mayor, I believe, for banning a documentary that was made by Israelis that is critical of the war in Gaza. She didn't, she wasn't even really like criticizing Israel or Jews. She was criticizing the mayor for banning this documentary.
Picture to make sure it's you. We're not sure.
Okay.
Is that is that your account?
I refuse.
Let's see what the post says. The guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians tried to shut down a theater for showing a movie that hurt his feelings, and refuses to stand up for the LGBTQ community in any way. Even leaves the room when they vote on related matters.
To answer questions without my lawyer present, so I really don't know how to answer that question either
Well,
way.
you're, like I said, you're not
This
going
is
to
freedom
jail.
of speech. This is America, right?
And
A
I-
veteran.
And I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
So
All
we're
right.
just trying to see if it's you, because if we're not talking to the right person, we want to go see who the right person
Okay,
is.
how can I help you?
So pretty much it's just a statement that was made as far as the,
Verbatim, it says the guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians tried to shut down a theater for showing a movie that hurt his feelings and refuses to stand up for the LGBTQ community in any way. Even leaves the room when they vote and on related matters. Wants you to know that you're all welcome. Clown face, clown face, clown face. 3 days ago.
Clown face, clown face, clown face.
You don't know if it was you?
I'm not going to answer whether that's me or not.
Okay.
The concerning part, and not concerning for the person who's posting it, what we're just trying to prevent is somebody else getting agitated or agreeing with the statement. We're not saying it's true or not.
Understood.
That guy who consistently calls for the death
So they're trying to prevent someone from agreeing with her statement or getting agitated.
of all Palestinians, that can probably incite somebody to do something radical. That's all we're here to talk about. And we wanted to get your side. If it was you that posted that, I would think to refrain from posting things like that, because that could get something
I
incited.
appreciate your concern. I appreciate you coming out here.
Okay?
That's it?
That is it. I'm
Okay.
going to maintain my amendment rights to not answer the question about whether or
Oh, no,
not that's.
okay.
I hope
Thank
that's
you for your time.
understandable.
All right.
We appreciate it.
Thank you
Yeah,
as
have a good
well.
day, okay?
You as well. Thank you. Take care.
So, I mean, I disagree with her political views, obviously, but this is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I think it looks like we had a similar
Try that again.
thing happen in Texas. I'm not sure when this was exactly. Hey, Carrie.
Try that again.
We're here because of the comments you made online about the Jewish community. Are you
So
doing
what?
that? No, I'm saying, are you
I have a freedom of speech, dude.
Yeah, no, we get that. I get that.
We gotta make sure that you're not.
Do you have a warrant?
No, that's why we're.
Okay, you see that sign?
Yeah.
So that says no soliciting. What you're doing is basically soliciting. You understand that, right? Yeah. It means you're not welcomed here.
Okay.
Okay. Bye. Stay off the lawn, please.
So they aren't arresting people yet for making Facebook posts. But it seems like that's coming. And this is just they're trying to intimidate people. Like showing up in full combat gear with their combat vests on, tactical vests. I would imagine that in both cases, the cops saw that they were being recorded, and they probably wouldn't have been so friendly if they weren't being recorded.
Come on, guys. You make comments about the Jews online, they'll fucking show up at your door. This is what they do. This is freedom of speech. This is how much control Israel has over our country. Look at this response. For exercising my freedom of speech online. Wow. What a fucking joke. What a fucking joke. Can't wait to do some auditing of you boys. Bye-bye. Look at that. Sign says no soliciting. What do they think they're fucking doing? They got no warrant. Sign that says no soliciting does not give you a right to my curtilage. Bye-bye. Freedom of speech.
Let's see what else we got here. So this guy, oh, by the way, Florida sends millions and millions of dollars every year to Israel. I think it might be like hundreds of millions. And they don't send money to any other country. Which is also insane. So this is a statement from this other guy who's running, who's going to be running for governor in Florida. I don't really trust him either. I don't know much about him, but at least he's calling some of this stuff out. So this is what he said. I just spoke with the woman that the Miami Beach Police Department confronted over her alleged anti-Semitic Facebook post. Her post did nothing more than criticize Miami Beach Mayor Steve Miner over his support for the Israeli government. In no world could her Facebook post ever be construed as an incitement of violence. Yet that is what the Miami Beach Police Department told her when they banged on her door at home and confronted her over it. This woman is a proud veteran who bravely served in the National Guard from 93 to 99. She's called Miami Beach home for 15 years. She's a Democrat. I'm a Republican. We might disagree on issues here and there, but she and I agree that every American, black, white, rich, poor, Christian, Muslim, Jew, has an inalienable right to free speech. Sadly, what this woman went through in Miami Beach is not an isolated incident. It's just the latest example of Democrats and Republicans in Tallahassee attacking our God-given right to free speech in the name of combating anti-Semitism. Let me be clear, all forms of religious hatred should be condemned. I don't know about that. But criticism of the Israeli government, just as criticism of our government, is fully protected by the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. In America, if someone says something you disagree with, we respond with facts and logic, not calls for censorship. No Floridian should live in fear that their Facebook posts leads to a loud knock at the door. As Florida's next governor, I will not enforce any law that restricts free speech, and I will remove any government official, Democrat, Republican, who does the same. 1984 by George L. Orwell was a warning, not an instruction manual. Yo, League, what up, dude? So yeah, I don't really know much about this guy. Seems like he kind of came out of nowhere, but it is good to at least be calling some of this stuff out.
Under her
So here we have Pam Bondi speaking at the Israeli-American Council.
Under her leadership, the Department
That's
of
not
Justice has made combating anti-Semitism a top priority, especially in response to the alarming rise in incidents following October 7. She brings moral clarity, resolve, and an unwavering commitment to justice to this critical fight. Please welcome my friend, the 87th Attorney General of the United States, Pamela Bondi.
She's also connected to Florida. She was the Florida Attorney General. And she did a terrible job. She basically was there when they let Epstein off the hook, and all she really did was help pass stricter gun laws.
Miriam Adelson is amazing. What she has done for Israel, for our country, and for this world is second to none. Thank you, my friend. The sad truth is, for way too long, anti-Semitism has been allowed to grow unchecked in this country. Too many institutions have abdicated their moral responsibility to speak up. Too many so-called leaders have stayed quiet. Actions have consequences, and inaction has consequences too. We've sued violent protesters under the FACE Act for intimidating Jewish Americans worshiping at synagogues. This is the first time since its passage, the FACE Act in 1994, that it has been used to protect a house of worship. Working with Secretary Linda McMahon, who has been a champion for you as well, and Harmeet, we have secured a $200 million.
I've said it before, but if any officials are in the chat, I will stop noticing if you send me $7,000 every stream.
Settlement with Columbia University for violating the civil rights of Jewish students.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say this. If he went to a synagogue, he'd be in prison or jail right now. Like the next day, they would have arrested him.
And Jewish employees. We've secured a $75 million settlement with Northwestern University for anti-Semitic conduct. We've secured a $60 million settlement with Cornell that includes provisions to halt anti-Semitic conduct. And we've launched a full investigation into University of California's system for systematic anti-Semitism.
See, they can't do it in the whole country because of the First Amendment. So instead of doing the whole country, they're doing institutions like universities. Let's see what else we got here.
Christianity, if you have an
Got a
American goy.
couple more things, and then we'll move on. Rabbi Yosef Mizrachi.
If you have an American goy or goya, if they are religious in Christianity, they are more wicked than someone that is secular. It's very interesting. Someone who follow a man-made book and admire JC and follow the New Testament claiming it's the book of God is actually a bigger criminal than someone that lives like an animal. Doesn't search for God, doesn't care about religion, just try to be a nice person and that's it. Why? Because he has one extra crime that this one doesn't have. They both do not follow the divine laws, the original divine laws, but the secular one did not claim that there is a fake prophet or son of God or this is a divine book. He never claimed such thing. The Christian claimed this false information. So he actually modified the truth of the holy truth of God. Same thing Islam. A regular Arab that is not religion in Islam is actually better than someone who follows Islam. Why? Because someone who follows Islam and a fake prophet is worse than someone who doesn't follow any religion. Someone who replaced God with a fake, or his real prophet with a fake prophet, or the real Torah with a fake book, obviously is a bigger criminal than someone who doesn't believe in anything. Either way, both of them are criminals, but just one of them is a little bit worse than the other. And that's the point here.
So if you're a Christian, you are a wicked criminal. And this is this elaborates on that a little bit. Another rabbi.
What do you think about Jesus? Well, he smells really, really bad because right now he's in boiling feces. That's his judgment. And unfortunately, a lot of people are ruining their own lives as a result of following his ways. Different answer than you thought. Next time, don't ask an Orthodox rabbi what he thinks about Jesus. What do you think about Jesus? Well, he smells really, really bad because right now he's in boiling.
I'm glad to be a thug. That's right. This is why it drives me insane when people say Judeo-Christian. They're completely incompatible. And the Jews of today are not, it's a completely different religion than the Old Testament.
Do you know? As far as putting words in order is concerned, AI already thinks better than many of us. Therefore, anything made of words will be taken over by AI. If laws are made of words, then AI will take over the legal system. If books are just combinations of words, then AI will take over books. If religion is built from words, then AI will take over religion. This is particularly true of religions based on books, like Islam, Christianity, or Judaism. Judaism calls itself the religion of the book, and it grants ultimate authority not to humans, but to words in books. Humans have authority in Judaism not because of our experiences, but only because we learn words in books. Now, no human can read and remember all the words in all the Jewish books, but AI can easily do that. What happens to a religion of the book when the greatest expert on the holy book is an AI?
Absolutely insane. I think even asking AI like a simple theological question is retarded because it constantly gets things wrong. Pharmacat, hello, welcome. Yo, Mela. Good to see you guys.
If you have an American goy.
I think we're almost done with the noticing. What's up, I Dig Sheet? How's it going, man? We'll do a little palate cleanser. We are truly living in the movie Idiocracy.
O.
There is an O, yeah. Anything else?
I'd like to solve.
Okay.
Renting a paddle boat.
No, that is not correct. Sean, it's your turn. 500.
T.
Yes, 2 T's.
I'd like to buy an E.
Mm-hmm. There are 2 E's. And no more vowels.
I'd like to solve.
Yeah.
Renting a paddle boat.
No, that's not right. Oh. Michelle, you have $3,000. You can spin again, but you don't have to.
Oh.
It gets worse.
600. What letter do you want?
M.
No. Crystal.
I have to spin.
$900.
W?
No.
Literally a documentary.
So when I'm saying
So a couple streams ago, we talked about that podcast and how him and Joe Rogan push this alien bullshit and a bunch of nonsense about drugs and whatnot. So this is related to that.
So when I'm saying like somebody's an operative or whatever word you want to use, they're not like walking around on their off time, pulling out their secret CIA ID card and badging into the main building. That's not what happens. Even if you go back to Project Mockingbird, they're just getting some talking points in a letter every once in a while. They're just saying, oh, you know what? Don't have this guy on your show, or don't allow this to be spoken about on your show, or if they talk about this, you're going to cut it out. There's simple things like that, some very basic instructions. And the way that somebody like a Gen Z person might get recruited is, let's just use you as an example. Somebody comes up and says, hey, man, I love your podcast, yada, yada. They're in a restaurant, a bar.
What up, Bree? Good to see you.
Whatever. And they say, I have a serious question for you, though. Are you a patriot? Would you consider yourself a patriot? Now I've got you locked into identity, right? And then I say, well, I have an offer for you. But before I show you anything, I just want you to say yes or no. Would you be willing to entertain the offer and look at what I have? And it might be uncomfortable. Would you be willing to look at it?
Sure.
Yep. Stage one is I show you all of your browsing history, captures from your webcams on all of your phones and computers of you doing the most compromising shit you could ever possibly imagine. Every bad thing you've ever done recorded in some way. And I'd say, I like your podcast. I think you're doing a great job, and I want to protect you. And I want to keep all this from the public eye. But we also want to give you $20,000 a month. So now you feel like you chose all of this. So you walk away not feeling like I shoved this in your face. I told you it was going to be stressful, and you agreed to it. And you agreed that you're a patriot and all the other agreements. And now if you say yes, the reason that you're doing this on your podcast is for your country, because you're not going to call yourself compromised. We have this thing called cognitive dissonance that keeps our brain from thinking I'm a bad person. So now, even though you're being asked to silence people, not have certain people on the show, leave something out of your podcast, you're telling yourself, and whoever's your handler is telling you this is for the greater good, and you kept the Americans safe by doing that.
It's a lot worse than that. It's a lot worse than just not having a certain guest on. It's about pushing false narratives.
And you'll tell yourself that, and you'll feel good about it. So when a person is like in this situation, they will feel good about what they're doing. Even if it feels a little off in the back of their mind, they'll still feel like at the end of the day, I'm doing the right thing.
So it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if that guy that we watched talking about DMT crap is completely compromised. He pushes the same alien stuff and has CIA operatives on his show. Anti-religious stuff. And this is sort of related to that. Let's see here. Where is it? Thought I saved it. Where'd it go? Give me 1 second here. Oh, here we go. So do you guys remember the shitty pop punk band Blink-182? And how the guitarist was going on all these stupid podcasts and heavily pushing the whole UFO disclosure stuff. You can't see it. Hold on. I don't know why this blows out the whites, but let me take the filters off. There we go. Got a Freemason patch. Freemason, same symbol on his guitar. There he is in a lodge, wearing his cock apron. That says illuminated. More Masonic pins and patches. I guess this is an album cover or something. The inlays are the Masonic G. I haven't seen him around in a while, but he was really heavily pushing the alien stuff, going on all the big podcasts. Oh, this is a Mason thing as well. I haven't watched this yet, so I don't know what exactly he says, but apparently this is a former NFL player talking about Freemasons.
I had stopped watching the National Football League a little bit after I had stopped playing. But my wife had her family over for a little get-together, and one of them put the game on, and it was at the Buffalo Bills, Denver Broncos overtime that they turned this game on. And I just looked at the score. Knowing that I'm watching entertainment now, knowing that I've came out of this world, I was thoroughly entertained by the entertainment. The score was 30-30, which is, if you know anything about Masonry or Zionist numerology, you know how many times they put 33 in everything and anything they can get their hands on. They want to show you that they can control and manage things that have to do with people's lives. So I saw 30-30, 3-3. So I saw that the Buffalo Bills could have had a pass interference call in the end zone, that it wasn't called, even though it was blatant pass interference. Then I knew what time it was. The whole time, everybody thought the Buffalo Bills were going to win because of the quarterback's ability to have game-winning drives. And of course, his girlfriend or wife became pregnant, and she showed everybody on the red carpet of the Golden Globes that she was pregnant, alongside the other co-star of the movie Sinners, where she ends up pregnant. So they made it a big to-do that these two women who played Smoker Stack's love interest were both pregnant almost at the same time. So they kind of got you to fall in love with the narrative of rooting for the Buffalo Bills. And plus you felt sorry for them because if you remember the whole Damar Hamlin situation, so you wanted them to eventually win. And then Marv Levy turned, I think, 100 years old. I thought Marv Levy was dead, but Marv Levy turns like 100 years old, some old age, and you thought that, okay, this would be the year that the Buffalo Bills finally break this curse. So a lot of people fell for this narrative. Even people who bet in Vegas or the Hard Rock, they fell for this narrative, this spell. But if you understand anything about occult symbolism, you know that Colorado is one of the biggest Masonic states in all of America. So you know what time it was when you saw that they gave the Denver Broncos that interception. When anybody who has ever played football, you know that since the ground can't cause a fumble, the ground also can't cause an interception, especially when the wide receiver had already had possession on the ball and his knee touched the ground. It should have been just Buffalo Bills ball. So there's 2 drives that they could have just won that game outright, but it wouldn't have added up to Zionist numerology. So then they get back-to-back pass interference calls, which I think they were pretty much legit, but it already sealed the deal. So then they told you, or Sean Payton told you, that Bo Nix suffered a broken ankle. Mind you, you see this man walk off the field. You see this man walk to walk to say his last words to the opposing team's quarterback and then walk off. You don't see this man hobbling or limping. He showed no signs of a broken ankle. And the reason why they wanted you to know this is because if you know anything about numerology or gematria, the game stopped at 444 when the field goal was made. 444 in Sumerian numerology equals Masonic and Lucifer. So you just basically saw a Freemasonic ritual. Number 3 kicks a field goal for 3 points and the score ends up being 33-30. That's a lot of threes. So if you look at the number 444 in Sumerian numerology, it also equals Lucifer, Masonic, and Jesus. So this whole time, players talking about, I thank God, the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for doing this, da-da-da-da-da. It's numerology that they're fooling you with. They're double speaking through numerology. They mean Lucifer. Because most of these players that are doing these interviews after games, they're Freemasons or Prince Hall Freemasons or part of Black Greek organizations, which is the same thing as Freemasonry, because Prince Hall Freemasons are the ones who founded all of the Black Greek organizations. Their rituals are the same. Their behavior is the same. They're in the same organization. Mike Tomlin is the Kappa Alpha Psi, same organization. So don't be fooled. In order for them to make a numeric ritual out of everything, that means the head coach has to be in on it. The offensive coordinator has to be in on it, and the defensive coordinator has to be in on it. It is entertainment. It's a revenue sharing league. There ain't no reason for any team to go to the Super Bowl back to back to back and thinking they're going to be the best team and get all the best prizes and get all of the top dollars. It does not matter. The team that goes 0-17 for 4 years straight is sharing the same amount of money with a Super Bowl team. It is not like MLB or NBA. It's a revenue sharing league. So they have to put the best product on the field, and they have to put the best presentation on the field so all teams can make money. So that's why it's controlled and managed by Masonry. And that's why I say Freemasonry is for mediocre white men, because that's the ones who control it through the York Rite and Scottish Rite. They want to play God. It's an insecure brotherhood. It's a narcissistic brotherhood. It's men who are inadequate with their life situation and they want to play God. That's it. That's the only thing that we'll be able to control is sports and numbers. And if you don't know the difference between this matrix, this system, and this numerology compared to what Yah's system is, you are going to get caught in the wash when judgment happens. You won't know if it's the time for the Messiah or it's the time for the Antichrist, because they'll do everything through numerology. They'll lay this entire narrative of fake prophecy through numerology. And the best way you can learn yourself and educate yourself, edify yourself through knowing and exposing this system is look how they do football games or games in general. Not all games, but the big ones.
Yeah, he's spitting some facts there. This sums it up pretty well. I'm going to take a quick break, get some more coffee, go to the bathroom, and then we're going to bring it back, circle back to where we started with Florida. All right, we're back. Let's see what I missed in chat. Yeah, I did make that song. What's up, Captain Burley Slice and Pipe Philosophy? Good to see you guys. Oops. Welcome back, Mushroom Leg. Thank you, Mela. Appreciate that. It's nothing special. It's just, you know, for the stream or whatever. Why won't it let me select this one? Oh, here we go. Hey, how's my niggas? What's up, man? Good to see you, Greg. Thank you, Captain. All right. Let's see, how long have we been going? About an hour. Let's tie all this together and bring it back to Florida. And also talk about Freemasons a little more. Actually, nah, we're gonna save that for another full-on Mason stream, I think. Oh, but we do actually. There's something I forgot to play, so we can bring it back to that with this.
Well, hello, IAC. I think that this is a time for truth. And the truth is as follows. Israel has a right to exist as a Jewish state.
And debatable.
Israel has a right to defend itself from terrorism. Jerusalem is the eternal and indivisible capital of the Jewish people. Iran is the leading state sponsor of terrorism around the world. It is an enemy of Israel and an enemy of the United States of America. The BDS movement is
I hope not.
anti-Semitic. Although in fairness, I guess Hezbollah was not thorough enough in its BDS to ward off Operation Grim Beeper.
It's extremely disappointing because he was really good with the whole COVID thing. Probably better than any other governor. And now he's just, it's all in on Israel.
But that's just how the cookie crumbles. Israel is an incredible ally to the United States of America. And no state in these United States has a stronger relationship with the state of Israel than the free state of Florida.
Yeah, that's because you send them hundreds of millions of dollars every year.
Now, when I came to IAC in 2018, I think we were down in South Florida. I had promised about what we were going to do in Florida vis-a-vis the state of Israel. And look, we had a lot of credibility in making those promises. When I was a U.S. congressman, I was a congressman for 3 terms. I've recovered from that experience entirely, but I was there. And I was the leading congressman in urging the relocation of our embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. We went to Israel. We investigated. We did hearing. We were also the leader in urging the Trump administration to recognize Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. And we were leading in Congress on opposing the BDS movement all around the world. And so, when I became governor, our first year, we launched a massive trade mission from Florida to Israel. We actually convened a meeting of the Florida cabinet at the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem, which was historic. We now have hugely expanded trade, academic ties, scientific ties between Florida and Israel.
So sending them millions of dollars, that's trade. Got it.
And I got a lot of Israeli Americans in the state of Florida, I can tell you that. See? Oh, we love you. You know, it's funny because when I became governor, people have always moved to Florida, but the increase was noticeable. And you start to see, all these license plates. New York, a lot of New York license plates. And at the time, Florida was very politically divided. Basically, the races were 1 point. Now we have 1 million more Republicans and Democrats, but that wasn't true when I first became governor. So a lot of my supporters were seeing these New York license plates, and they were freaking out because they're like, are they going to vote liberal like they do in New York? And I didn't know for sure, but the one thing I told them, I said, listen, if they got that kippah on, they're probably with us. And sure enough, it's been tremendous. Now, before I had even taken office as governor back in 2018, I laid down the gauntlet against Airbnb, who I was engaging at that time in proposed BDS policy. As soon as I took office in January 2019, we acted, and the result was Airbnb reversed its policy against Israelis in Judea and Samaria. And we've also done more. We just recently did this thing with Morningstar. Morningstar was adding, first of all, they were using ESG, which is also a total scam, but they were including BDS into ESG. Well, we passed legislation saying that's not going to fly in the state of Florida. Morningstar is revising its policy, and that's going to stop. We also have led
Morningstar is a very interesting name.
the nation in providing parents with school choice, and that has been used by millions of parents across the state of Florida, including many going to Jewish day schools. Now you can afford it. Since I've been governor, we've provided tens of millions of dollars to combat threats against the Jewish people in our state, including providing money for security for Jewish day schools and to protect other Jewish institutions. And we have introduced really robust Holocaust education in the state of Florida. Never forget, never again means that. Following the Hamas attacks against Israel on October 7th of last year, the Biden administration was...
I think so. I don't know. But Morningstar is a very Luciferian name.
dragging its feet in terms of helping Americans who wanted to escape the problems. We launched emergency flights from the state of Florida to Israel. We rescued hundreds and hundreds of people and brought them safely back to the United States. And when you saw all the hatred and the anti-Semitism spill out in the open on college campuses, with radical pro-Hamas mobs storming the barricades and taking over places like Columbia University, you did not see that happen in the state of Florida, because we wouldn't allow it to happen in the state of Florida. And you know why I'm confident that it will not happen in the state of Florida?
A lot of
Because
Israeli
if
flags
any
there in
of
that
our
crowd.
state universities allowed themselves to turn into Columbia University, that university president would be out of a job the next day. We're not tolerating this. We're not going to let the inmates run the asylum. We're going to hold people accountable for their conduct. And we have expelled people. We have withheld degrees from people. The madness needs to stop all around this country. And I'm sorry, it needs to be said, I think it's pathetic that our nation's oldest and largest political party feels the need to cater to its very own pro-Hamas caucus. If they were in my party, I'd want them to be kicked out of our Republican Party.
Unreal hypocrisy there.
Now, what you're seeing on these college campuses, no question, is a lot of virulent anti-Semitism, a lot of hate. When you say from the river to the sea, you are chanting in favor of a second Holocaust. That's what that means. Now, I do think some of these students are just ignorant. I don't think they understand even what they're talking about. You hear some of them talking about end the occupation of Palestine. And I just think they need a little history lesson. There has never been a Palestinian Arab state. Prior to the First World War, you had hundreds of years of occupation under the Ottoman Empire. It was not a Palestinian Arab state. Then you had the British Mandate for Palestine. Then you had a partition plan from the UN, Jewish state and Arab state. The Jews accepted the state and founded Israel. The Arabs rejected the state and they went to war to try to eradicate Israel, and they lost. And they went to war again, and they lost in 67 and 73 and throughout the Intifadas. And so, no, that land historically has no stronger connection than any group of people except the Jewish people. It goes back thousands of years. Read your Bible.
Ugh. Now you read your Bible. Retard.
USA, that's right. And I think when you say USA, it's important for us in the United States to be very clear-eyed about what it means to be a strong ally of the State of Israel. And that means we should not embrace the canard of a two-state solution. That is not seeking to have peace. They are seeking that as a stepping stone to the destruction of the Jewish state. And that is not acceptable. Now, the U.S. president that recognized the modern Jewish state, Harry Truman, once remarked that he had faith in Israel before it was established. He knew it was based on the love of freedom, which has been the guiding star of the Jewish people since the days of Moses. He went on to note that Israel had a glorious future before it, not just as a sovereign nation, but as an embodiment of the great ideals of our civilization. And you can't find a sharper contrast in any region of the world than you do between the light that's reflected by Israeli democracy and the darkness that's reflected by so many of the pathologies that run rampant throughout the Middle East. October 7th revealed that evil exists in this world.
Yeah, it was orchestrated by Israel.
But I'll tell you this.
Pure evil.
Ultimately, the truth will prevail. Ultimately, good will triumph over evil. God bless you all. God bless the state of Israel. God bless these United States of America. And God bless the free state of Florida. Thank you.
I really, truly think that Christian Zionists are worse than Jewish Zionists, because you'd have to be retarded to believe that. Yeah, I was getting angry there, and then that music came on, and I had to crack a little smile there. All right. Let's see if anybody's streaming so we can do a ghetto raid on them. Oh, are you about to stream, Bree? Looks like it. Go check out Bree's stream. She's gonna start soon. Painting stream. We're gonna end it here for today. Probably stream again in a day or two. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Appreciate all of you.